What's up guys, it's CG. So in this video, I'm going to share my review of Parfums de Marly Greenley. For those new to my channel, I'm very big on data. Why hear one person's opinion when you can hear a thousand's? So I'm going to go over some data with you, including things like votes on longevity, on performance, on scent profile, and where it's most suitable, etc. I'm also going to share my personal opinion and my views on the fragrance after trying it for the first time. This is very subjective to me. At the end of the day, the only thing you could trust is your own nose. And I'm very big on sampling, not just going out and blind buying bottles. There's no sponsorships, no affiliates, no gratuity that will affect my opinion. And just because it doesn't work for me or just because it does, doesn't mean it's going to work for you or not. So let me get this thing started. Alright, so in the top we have Sicilian bergamot, mandarin, green apple, cashmere wood. In the middle we have cedar wood, petite grain, sorry if I pronounced that wrong, violet, pomerose. In the base we have oak moss, musk, amber wood, accord. The quality score, the overall rating is a 4.24 out of 5. The gender seems to be voted unisex to male, with very few people considering it to be feminine. A lot of people considering it to be mostly masculine. For occasion, most people voted it daily, sport, and leisure, which indicates that it's probably a daytime fragrance that's suitable for casual wear. For longevity, which is how long it's detectable on the skin, it seems most people consider it to be moderate and long lasting. Very few people consider it to really last a long time, like into the next day, and not many people consider it to be weak either. For sillage, which is projection or the scent bubble, how much it pushes out, most people consider it to be average. Pretty few people consider it to be weak or strong. In the season, we got mostly spring and summer. Very few consider it a fall or winter fragrance. This is what Google AI had to say about the scent profile. To summarize, it's a fresh citrus green apple scent that's also woody, musky, and has a hint of floral violet. All right, I'm getting like a lot of shower gel, citrus, clean. It doesn't smell like a niche fragrance at all to me. But that being said, I do like it. I mean, it seems like something that would serve a purpose but it also seems like something that like 1,000 things have done 1,000 different ways in the past. It smells good. I mean, I would rank it maybe like for smell, I would give it possibly a 7 or an 8, but for uniqueness, I'd give it a 1.
All right, so this is like a grapefruit, almost floral, and again, I don't really think it's too masculine. It's very good. 7.
All right, so to give you guys an idea of what Greenley smells like, it smells a lot like Garnier Fructis. Not the same, obviously, but if you like the smell of this and you want to project something like this, which is a green apple soapy vibe, you're not going to go wrong with Greenley. It's and honestly, I take back a lot of what I said on my first impression, and that's why I wear things before I review them, because that first impression, you may have thoughts that later on you think about and you're like, I don't know if I would say that. Like, I don't know that I would say this is super not unique. If you go into Sephora and Ulta and Neiman Marcus, whatever, there's not many fragrances that really smell like Garnier Fructis. It's just that there are so many shampoos, so many soaps, conditioners, all those types of products that do have that kind of smell, that it's easy to say the fragrance isn't unique. And as a fragrance, it's not, but as a cologne, as something you wear and project, it actually is kind of unique. If I had to say it's similar to any other fragrance I tried, I would say Gucci Guilty Pour Homme and Creed Original Vetiver. And it's really just that soapy green office safe vibe. And I do like those, that thing. It's kind of like neutral. You can wear it to the office. Like, I'm into niche fragrances because they each give off a vibe and have their own personality. Examples of things you could readily find is things like Terre d'Hermes. That gives off kind of like a gentleman, classy, clean vibe. Dior Fahrenheit is like leather jacket, old school vibe, or even Sauvage is like locker room jock vibe. There's this one by Tom Ford, Oud Mineral, that you can find almost anywhere. And that's kind of like an understated, masculine, laid back vibe. So fragrances that give off vibes are kind of my thing and what I find interesting, but you're not going to get much of a vibe from Greenley or from this. But you're not always going to want to give off a vibe. You know, if you're in an uncomfortable situation, say it's your first day at a new job, you may not want to give off some unique smell or some unique scent. You may just want to smell like you just jumped out of the shower, soapy, clean, inoffensive. And that even in certain professions, you're not going to be able to get away with things like Royal Mayfair or Royal Oud, and you might want something like this. But that being said, how many of these do you really need in your collection? Like, I have so many things that just smell good that don't give off a vibe that I wouldn't spend the money to have another one. That's not to say Greenley is bad. If you know, the others, I didn't have them, I probably would get something like Greenley. It's just like my collection's at a point where I don't need that. It's also not a very addictive smell. I mean, I think that's just because I've been so exposed to it. There's nothing interesting that's keeping me going back to my wrist, trying to explore what it is. There's no funk or no unique component that makes me want to keep smelling it. That being said, is spraying a bunch of something like Greenley, I walk in a room and I feel very confident that I smell good to most people in that room. I do agree that with my wife, that it is very unisex, like just as unisex as Garnier Fructis. I think a man or a woman could both wear this. I would also say that as far as performance goes, I think it performs reasonably well, but I also think I go nose blind to it very quick. And that's just because, olfactory fatigue. When you get exposed to smells, you become nose blind to them. Well, I've been exposed to like green soapy smells my whole life, probably on a regular day-to-day basis. So I think I go nose blind to it pretty fast, but I had other people detect it a couple hours in. As far as the opening is a lot more interesting and a lot more deep and a lot more green and soapy apple. And I like the opening a lot. And then as the dry down goes on, it kind of becomes just like if you were to wash your clothes with Gain and smell them right after, almost like an airy green laundry detergent. Fresh vibe, and that's not bad, but I definitely prefer the opening a lot more than the dry down on this fragrance. Considering the price and that you get 125 milliliters, I don't think it's a bad option for an office-friendly, safe, just smell good scent. Anyways, I hope you guys got some from this video. I'll see you in the next one. And I'll put my Parfums de Marly playlist that I'm working on up there. Feel free to check that out. And I love you guys. Subscribe for future content. Peace out.